trying to get a selfie with them all. Boys! I think I've got something. Oh, Joey, you yawning? Am I boring you? Hello everybody, and welcome back to another tack cleaning Q&A. If you couldn't tell by the setup that we have going on here, I love filming these videos because it's like chatting with a friend on FaceTime. It's been a little while since I've last done this one. I also have a huge major update. What's going on? Are you guys kissing in the back while I'm trying to film a video? Those two literally are like two peas in a pod. They are besties. But anyway, let's get into the questions, because over on my Instagram I asked you guys for some questions for my Q&A, because it's been a while, as I said before, and you guys sent me a lot. So I'm going to try my best to go through as much as possible, as always, today. But oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start. There's so many. Okay, how about we do, how are the chickens? Because some of you guys might know we have some chickens. Okay, what am I going to clean first? I just have a whole dump of all of my tack gear. Let's go Casper's bridle first. I feel like that would be a fun one to do. Also, excuse Casper's face right now. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but Casper, he had a full-on bath last week. Full-on bath, looking beautiful, lovely, everything like that. Clipped him, so he's got a lovely fancy haircut, but his face is the one thing that I did not bath. And his face, I don't know where it's been, what it's been doing, but it's grubby. He looks like, you know when, I don't know if anyone else has this, but you know, my childhood teddy, it's been there, done that, has been everywhere, and it's a bit grubby. Casper looks like a childhood teddy that's gone and just been, he looks like he's been well loved. That's how I describe it. Anyway, how are the chickens? I have a chicken story for you all. Now, I might have already told the story on my podcast. So if you love chatty videos like this, go and check out my podcast, Esme's Country Life. I have a channel on YouTube, or I'm also on all the, normal podcast platform kind of things, especially Spotify as well. I have video on Spotify, which is very, very cool. So go and check it out. But anyway, the chickens, as you guys know, we have them free range. We have them around the farm. They can go where they like. Now we have Johan the cockerel. It means that, yeah, they're very good. They go around together as like a little group. But do you know where their favourite place is? Their favourite place is in the arena. So the other day I was having a dressage lesson with Joey. And anyway, Johan and his ladies just decided, you know what, the best place to be in the arena is exactly where I was riding. And the thing is, these chickens were literally playing chicken, because they were not moving out the way. Like, I was riding quite close with Joey. Obviously, was not aiming for them, was trying to get out their way. But they did not care. And to be fair, Joey didn't care either, so it wasn't really much of an issue. But I did have to really think when I was riding around a corner, like, where are the chickens? Didn't want to run them over. But no, the chickens are doing very well. They also have a little spot in our garden where they really like doing like dust bathing in our flower beds. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much. Where's my towel gone? Did I bring a little towel with me? I'm gonna go and grab a little towel. I'll be back. Boop. I have my little towel. I just realised that this towel that I'm using to clean my tack on, it is so grubby. Like, look at that. That needs to go in the washing machine. I feel like every horsey person or every animal person is that family member or friend that goes, never throw out your old towels. Give me all your old towels. So I have towels from my grandparents. I have a towel of my dad's that he used when he was at school. It's that old. It literally has his like name and house, like Harry Potter houses. Yes, we do actually have that in the UK. Literally written on his towel. So that is quite wild. But anyway, the next question is one that was asked by so many of you. I honestly think half of the questions was this question. Actually, there's two questions. The two questions are you going to get another horse? Because we do have, we do have a spare stable. The other question is, are you going to get a dog? Now, I can officially say that we do have a new family member. I'm not going to say if it's a horse or dog or not, because I would love to see what you guys think in the comments. What animal do you think it is? Do you think I'm now a new dog mum, or do you think we've got another sibling for the horses? So let me know in the comments, because I know I've been teasing this for so long. Like every Q&A, it's always, are you going to get another horse? Are you going to get a dog? And I keep saying I would love to when the time is right. Well, all I'm going to say is that the time is now right, and I now have another animal. So you're going to have to wait till next week. I'm sorry. I'm going to be that person. You're going to have to wait till next week to meet them. So yeah, let me know in the comments what breed, how old said animal is, what I've had to do with them, like, I don't know, something like that, because it is very exciting. But we haven't had them very long, and we want them, actually, I keep saying them because I don't want to say if it's a boy or a girl or not. It is just a singular animal, it's not multiple. I haven't gone that wild. Adding any animal to your life is a big adjustment and a big change. So at the moment we are, don't worry, I'm going to film a whole video introducing them, telling their story, all that kind of stuff. But at the moment we are just letting them settle in. So that's why I haven't filmed or announced them yet on social media. So this is, by watching this video, you are going to be the first to know that yes, there is a new Higgs family member, animal family member. Don't worry, like, not a child. It is an animal. It is an animal. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think it could be, because I am very excited. I mean, 2024 was a very rough year. We lost a lot of close family members, so it feels nice to have a larger family. So anyway, very excited about that. So anyway, we're going to move on now, because so many of you did ask. Literally, I was going through the questions, I was like, that's another, are you getting another horse? That's a, are you getting a dog? Like, literally so many of you guys asked that. So thank you to everyone who asked that. Casper, what are you doing? He loves his little trick. He's got a little trick at the moment. And if the latch isn't on the top door or top thing of Joey's stable properly, he will shut Joey in. He is so sassy. So if you ever see a video where Joey's top door is shut, no, that was Casper's fault. That was not Joey's doing, that was Casper's fault. That's also why on Joey's stable, oh, Joey's gone to go and have food. We're obviously boring him. Casper, what are you doing? Are you doing it again? That's why Joey actually, he might actually, his nose, I don't know if it's grown longer since we've got him, or he's just found the special angle, but he has a little wooden block where his light is. Yes, oh, there we go, he's turned it on. Literally, just as I was saying it, he knows the angle to turn the light on. So, Joe, I'm going to turn your light back off. We need to get a bigger, like, bit of wood here, because at the moment, you like to turn the light on, and then you don't sleep all night because your light is on, and then you're tired the next day, and you just sleep all day. Yes. And he also knows how to open the tack room door. Also, sorry, little voice crack then. Also, my horses get so much turnout. Literally 5 a.m. in the morning, as soon as it's somewhat light, they're going out. Actually, sometimes we put them out when it's dark, depending on if we're having a busy day. But yes, they are only in for filming purposes. They are going to go back out again. So although it is getting darker, and I am filming this in the evening now, but that is one thing, like, I'm so passionate about, is making sure that horses have turnout, and having a lot of turnout as well. I'm not just like, you know, oh, they've been out for an hour, they'll be okay. Like, no, horses are horses, they need turnout. And I think a lot of people, especially going into the winter, don't get them enough. So don't worry, they're just chilling with us at the moment. But anyway, on to the next question, because I've been like waffling away way too much. The next question is, how old are all of your boys? So let's start with Caspi, because he is the oldest. He is, oh, Toby, we need to do Toby. He's the oldest. He is 33, I believe. So yeah, he is an old boy. He's doing actually I'll do a little Toby update. Toby is doing so well at the moment. Oh my goodness. So I don't know what it is, but he is just looking the best he has ever looked. Like, he's a really good weight. He's just like got such a shiny coat in himself. Like, he's been zooming. Toby has been getting zoomies, which back when we had the other donkeys, he never did zoomies, but now he loves a zoomie. In the morning, when I come down with his breakfast, he canters over. Like donkeys, I don't know, they just don't really canter that much. He's also super sassy. Do you know what Toby went through a phase of absolutely love doing? So he would do this thing that whenever I would school Joey in the arena or ride Joey in the arena, he would come along and he would run up to us, like literally run up to us and then stand there. And then as soon as we would go past, he would turn around, buck, like literally almost in Joey's face. Obviously there's a fence dividing us, buck in Joey's face and then canter away and think it was the funniest thing. I don't know. Let me know if you have a donkey and if they do anything like that, or if this is just a Toby thing. He also absolutely loves going on the mound. He has like a bird's eye view, well, almost a bird's eye view. He's not directly above us. If not, that'd be something very special. But no, he loves to go on the mound. We have this kind of like mound bit where the arena is that's higher up. To be fair, it is where all the good grass is, but he always likes going up there when I ride Joey or Casper in the arena. Also, he absolutely loves the chickens. He loves to go and just stand and stare at them. He also likes to go and stand with them. And also Johan, our cockerel, those two are like best buds at the moment. So there's a little Toby update. Sorry, I was doing all their ages. So Toby is 33. Obviously donkeys do live longer than horses, so that is old, but it's not like a 33-year-old horse is like, oh my gosh, you're not far away from calling up the Guinness Book of Records, you know. When with donkeys they do live quite a bit longer. What about Caspi? Hello. Yes, I did say your name. Oh, he put his ears forward a little bit when I said his name. He's actually asleep right now, I think. Oh yes, hello, I'm talking about you. No, he's about to sleep. Casper, oh bless him, he's a little bit of a grumpy old man now, but we love him. He's actually, saying that actually, that's a lie. He has become more cuddly with his old age. When we first got him, he used to be so head shy. He used to hate having his ears touched and things like that. But now, he is so cuddly. He will like snuggle up next to you. I would say Casper's like a cat. You don't cuddle him, you let him come to you and cuddle you. But no, he's definitely more cuddly with his old age. So he is going to be 20 next year. Obviously it's almost the end. That's actually wild to say, it's almost the end of 2025. I'm sorry, what? What do you mean? It's almost 20. This year has gone by so quickly. It's gone by with like a blink of an eye, boom. It's been 2025. Anyway, let me know if you think the year has been quick or if it's been slow in the comments. I'd really like to hear, because for me, I feel like this year has gone super quickly. Like each month, I'm like, how is it already this month? How is it already this month? We have less than 2 months away until the end of the year. No, sorry, what is happening? Anyway, so yes, Casper is going to be 20. He's going to be in his 20s. Maybe for his 21st birthday, we should throw him a party. I think that would be great fun. So yeah, it's wild to think that you're going to be in your 20s, Casper. Although, saying that, we're still, like, oh, I say we, I'm the only person that rides him. I'm still riding. I often refer to we with the horses, because like my horses are kind of like your horses. Like, you guys have been on our journey with us from, well, with Joey from pretty much the very beginning, and same with Duke. But anyway, Caspi, we have had him for 13 years. No, yes, 13 years next year, I think it is. Oh my gosh. So, yes, I know I'm talking about you. Why are you being sassy? Yes. That's not really doing anything. I know. Anyway. He's like, why do you keep saying my name and then not giving me food? I'm so confused. That's basically what he's doing. But anyway, Casper is going to be 20. So he is definitely a veteran pony, although he does not act like it. Today, or actually today and the other day, when I took him across the bridle path, he does this thing where my dad and I, if any Formula One any Formula One fans will know the driver Max Verstappen. So we sometimes say that he goes into Max Verstappen mode, which is basically when my dad tries to overtake Casper on the bike, Casper will overtake him and almost knock my dad off his bike, which is quite bad, but no, it's fine. It's not that bad, but it is like Casper, he just gets a little bit too close for comfort sometimes to my dad on his bike. But anyway, no, he still is like a spring chicken. We will go to the Canterfield, he will have zoomies, and he will just absolutely go for it like there's no tomorrow. I call it, I don't know if anybody else calls it this or just finds it's kind of like similar, but whenever you're on a horse and you know when they gallop. Now, when I was younger, I used to think, oh, a gallop's just, you know, like a fast canter. Oh, no. when you have galloped, you know you have galloped, because the best way I can describe it is, it's almost like they go so fast that you can't tell which hoof is going down. You can't tell where their legs are. Their legs are just speed. Everything is just speed. And I call it, when Casper does that, when he does his zoomies, I call that he's gone supersonic. Like, he has gone the speed of light. He has gone so fast that it's supersonic. So anyway, so yeah, he still goes supersonic, which is actually quite good, because I was talking to my physio about this, and she was like, it's so good for horses to actually just go for a gallop or go for a canter or just go for a big blast, and it just, you know, helps open up their airways, helps stretch them out, helps them move. So actually, oh yeah, I haven't even explained what I'm doing. I'm now giving Casper's bridle a little bit of a condition. I've probably put way too much on there, but that is fine. To be fair, Casper's bridle is very nice and soft. So anyway, I'm just going to give it a bit of a condition now I've cleaned it. But anyway, I need to go on to the next. No, I haven't even finished doing this chat. This is why this is such a Esme video here. So for my podcast listeners, you will know that I am so good at going off topic and just absolutely waffling away. So we're going to go through like barely any questions today. I apologise. Maybe in my little ramble on all the different activities, I will accidentally just answer your questions. But anyway, I feel like we've just done a whole Caspy update for you all. But anyway, Caspy, he's got his fresh haircut, he's doing well, and next year he will be 20. So that is how old Casper is. Now we're on to Joey, who, I don't even know, where has he gone? I think he's gone to sleep. Where is he? Oh, hello. He's really tucked around the corner. So Joey's stable is actually huge. It goes like all the way far back. He has the biggest stable. It's kind of like a mare and foal stable. So Joey, a lot of people also ask how many hands they all are. Joey, we reckon, is about 16.1, 16.2. I do need to like properly measure him, because last time I measured him, I think he was maybe only like 5 or 6. So anyway, moving on. Joey, how old is he? 2014. So he is 11. So he is coming up to, he's like a very lovely age. I always think like 11 is a really nice age. They've gone through their baby phase. Like, Joey is doing so well. He's really matured in the last year. Like, he's just so much more chilled about life. Everything isn't as exciting as it used to be. To be fair, he is like a little bit of a lockdown baby, because obviously we got him as a 5-year-old in lockdown, and then he wasn't able to go out and see as much of the world as he probably should have at that age, because of lockdown. But anyway, there are far worse problems to have in the world, and he is doing absolutely great. Do a little Joey update. We're back jumping, we're doing lots of dressage lessons. Oh my goodness, I was talking to my instructor about this, and I think Joey is looking the best he's ever looked, like body weight, muscular wise. Like, the boy is looking hench. I'm especially as I've clipped him now. So when you clip a horse, you can obviously, they have less coat or less floof, so you can see their muscle definition a lot more. And he's looking hench, if I do say so myself. So I've just gone and checked, and Caspy had actually run out of food. I thought he was just being a bit sassy, because we've been recently soaking the horses' hay, because at the moment there is so much sugar in the grass in the field. I mean, the paddock that they are on literally barely has any grass on, so we're just like really monitoring their sugar levels at the moment, especially after Joey had his little flare-up of laminitis, which we were so shocked by back in the summer. So anyway, Caspy, bless him, he's a bit sassy. He was not the biggest fan of the soaked hay, because basically when you soak hay, you get rid of all the sugar in it. So obviously less sugary hay probably doesn't taste as nice as lovely sugary hay. So anyway, Caspy, bless him, has been a bit sassy. But no, he is absolutely polished off his hay, so we've just given him a little bit more, bless him. So yeah, that's why he was being sassy. I should have gone and checked. Anyway, it wasn't actually that long ago that we gave him some more, but anyway, moving on. I need to answer some more questions, so let's have a little look. And I haven't even said how old Duke is. Stop. Okay, so Duke is, how old is he? He is, actually it's quite easy to remember. So he was born in 2020, so he is 5. He will be 6 in May, June, we reckon. Obviously he's a rescue from World Horse Welfare, so we're not exactly sure his official date of birth, but we think around kind of May, June 2020, the little guy was born. I'm just putting my bridle back together now, which for me, this is literally like muscle memory. But I remember when I was younger, when I was first doing this, I was like, oh my goodness, how does one put a bridle back together, the amount of like books and things I looked at to try and figure out how to put the bridle back on. But anyway, so yeah, Duke is 5. He's going to be 6 next summer, which is absolutely wild. So maybe next summer we will probably start thinking about maybe doing some fun things with him. Do you know what? I would absolutely love to teach Duke how to do sort of like liberty and trick training. So if there's anybody around my area that does liberty or trick training, I would love to find somebody that could give me like regular lessons with him, because I think that would be so fun. Like obviously it would be such great enrichment for him. Maybe I could do it with other horses as well. It's one of those things where it's just finding the time to fit that in, but I think he would absolutely love it, and I think he'd be so good at it as well, because he is a very clever little pony. So, and I always say we're going to do with Duke whatever he wants to do. So like if he just wants to be a companion to the other horses and live his best life, then that is totally fine. If he wants to, I don't know, do like carriage drive, that is if he is strong enough. Obviously we do need to check, because we think Duke, bless him, a lot of people said you should do showing with him, because I can't lie, Duke is gorgeous. If I do say so myself, I might be biased because I'm his mum, but Duke is a handsome little guy. But I don't know if the showing world would be for him, because he actually, we think one of his legs is longer than the other at the front. So when he trots, he does a really little funny trot where sometimes his legs kind of flare out a little bit. So yeah, he doesn't have the best conformation. So I don't think he will be out winning like best in show, best bred, like that kind of thing. But the pony that the judge wants to take home the most, yes. The cutest gelding, yes. Like, so you never know, we might be able to do like you guys know me, I'm not very competitive. Like I don't know, like with my horses, I just like to have fun with them, and that's what it's all about. But yes, honestly, like whatever Duke wants to do, we just want to give him the best life possible and do lots of fun things with him. And if that's, you know, going out and doing a fun little show with him and him seeing the world, then great. If that's, you know, him, do you know what I think would be so fun that I would love to do actually, is take him out for a hack with the horses, like on the forest. If I could like get like a little lunge line and pony him along, or just get my dad to lead him along with us, I think he would absolutely love that and think it would be so. Oh no, wait, have I done this? No, I haven't. It's just no. Oh yeah, I have. See, there's me getting distracted. I put my bit on the wrong way around. There we go. Should really get Caspi a new one actually. This one's quite old now. Anyway, on to the next question. So yes, Duke is 5, Casper, oh no, in order. Duke is 5, Joey is 11, Casper is almost 20, and Toby is 33. So there we go, a real mixture of ages actually. There's nobody that's like a very similar age. Oh, this is actually a really random one, but I love it. It is, what is your favourite go-to coffee? Now, if you have watched my channel, especially the video where my dad looks after the horses for me, where I go on holiday, I haven't actually, I had a lovely trip in January, but I haven't been on holiday this year, which I'm not complaining, because for me, if I have time off, I just like to spend it with the horses and at home with my friends. I don't know, is that really sad? But anyway, I did a video last year, which when I went on holiday, I did it like my dad did like a day in the life of him looking after all the animals for me. And in that video, so many of you found it so funny because he put in all of his coffee breaks, because obviously he was, you know, working hard, looking after the horses. Now, all I'm going to say is, I am my father's daughter. I also enjoy coffee, although I do restrain myself to 2 a day. It is the only way that I can survive my... Actually, I don't want to count how many times recently I have had to wake up at about 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, to catch my flight when I went to Ireland, to go to all of my book tours, all that kind of stuff. Like I am... And there's been lots of early morning starts, so that's how I get through. Coffee, and also being able to sleep everywhere. I'm that person that can sleep on a train, sleep in a car, sleep on a plane. Anyway, so yes, my go-to coffee order. So yeah, I restrain myself to 2 a day. I have 1 in the morning, not when I first wake up, normally around like 9 o'clock. So I'm wait till I've woken up a little bit. It's normally when I arrive. Actually, no, more like 8 o'clock actually. I try and well, actually more recently because we've had the clocks change. Basically, I get to the stables for 7 in the morning. So, yeah, normally about an hour or two after I've woken up, I have my morning coffee. Actually, at the moment, because I hate to be that stereotypical gal, but at the moment, because, you know, it's autumn, I can't lie, I have been dabbling in a bit of pumpkin spice. My normal go-to, actually, if I was like, okay, random day, I just feel like having a coffee, I would normally say a vanilla latte. If I'm out and about, I always go for an iced one, but if I'm at home, I always go for a warm one. So, I don't know, little bit of both. Actually, sometimes I do enjoy a bit of oat milk as well, because I always find it tastes like creamier. Maybe that's just me. But anyway, that was a very random one, but I quite enjoyed answering that question. Okay, the next question is, who is Horse of the Week this week? Now, this week, it is... Well, I'll do it because I'm filming this video on a Tuesday, which is pretty random, but I'm filming it on a Tuesday, so I'll do it for last week. And last week, I am going to say that Joey was Horse of the Week. Because, for many different reasons. Number one, we had a dressage lesson where he worked so hard, was feeling absolutely incredible, and I was just so proud of him, and like we've been really enjoying that, and he was just so good. And then also, the other reason why Joey is Horse of the Week is because he had a haircut. Oh, the wind has really suddenly picked up. He had a haircut last week. Now, normally when we give Joey a haircut, it's around like a similar time to when he's clipped. So normally, when not when he's clipped, of course he's going to have a haircut when he's clipped. Sorry. It's when he has his teeth done. And normally when he has his teeth done, he is sedated because that boy just, not because he's scared of it, like he's very brave. He just gets distracted and is just a little bit wiggly and wriggly. And obviously when your dental equine dentist has a big old, you know, float or file in the horse's mouth, you want them to stand still. So anyway, normally we do it at the same time. So this time, because it wasn't, you know, it wasn't Joey's teeth due time, I decided to clip him unsedated, which I haven't done in a little while. So I thought to myself, where would be the best place to clip Joey for him to be the happiest? And I thought, you know what? His stable is pretty much his happy place. If I put him in a stable, give him some nice hay, give him some snacks, get it done. He was brilliant. He was so good at having his hair cut. I need to make sure that I don't get bits of Joey's bridle and Casper's bridle mixed up. That's why I did one at a time, so I'm on Joey's bridle now. But yes, so yeah, I would say Joey, because he was great. Oh, also, I thought he was going to be so excited when I rode him across our normal canter/gallop bridle path. You're going to listen to this and be like, Esme, are you mentally okay? Because I thought it was a great idea to hack Joey after he had a day off and after he'd been clipped, which is kind of a recipe for a very spicy, very excited Joey, across our gallop spot, which also, even when he's not clipped and even when he hasn't had a day off the day before, he finds quite exciting. But I tell you what, it was the weirdest thing. I took him across the bridle path, was expecting him to be like, Mum, I want to go zoomies, I want to gallop, I want to go. He was so chill. Maybe he was tired from his dressage lesson 2 days before, but he was so chill. He was like, oh yeah, if you just want to trot, we can just trot. That's fine with me. Whatever you want, Mum. I'm happy. And he was such a good boy. I was like, where is Joey? What's happened to him? Like, who is this horse that I'm riding? But no, he was so good. So I was very proud of him. So yeah, Joey was above and beyond this week. So he was Horse of the Week. So anyway, on to the next question. Oh, this one I actually think is a question I don't think I've ever answered before. And this one is, I'm sorry if this makes you sad, but when was your last ride on Mickey? So Mickey, if you didn't know, passed away last December. But he honestly, like before that, he had not been ridden since, well, it was before the pandemic so it was before 2020. He hadn't been ridden for a while. He had lots of different medical issues, bless him. That's one of the reasons why, I stopped riding him. He had Cushing's. He also had his respiratory problem, like lots of different bits and bobs. But anyway, I would say it was probably 2018 that I last rode him, maybe 2019, because even when he got older, we would still take him on walks or take him on walks slash rides, like things that he could manage. So a lot of the time, I don't know if this is bad or not, we would take him for a little walk around the village. Often we would take him to the village shop, and our village shop is so lovely. They would always give him all the like apples and carrots that had kind of gone off, or like they couldn't really sell anymore because they were out of date or things like that. And then they'd make a little water bottle for him. It was literally like he was a dog, bless him. He would like stand outside the village shop while we would have like a coffee or some cake or a panini or that kind of thing, which was so sweet. So we used to do that quite a lot, where we would walk him to the village shop, or back when I would ride him, we would ride him to the village shop, which wasn't too far away. And then as he was getting kind of like older and older, we would just start leading him. So I think it was, what I would used to do actually when he was getting a little bit older is I would lead him in a bridle, but then we would go, obviously this was not on the road because I don't know how legal that is to ride a horse bareback on the road, but it would be across the bridle path. I would ride him without a saddle, and I would just sit on him for like a little bit, and then I would just hop off, and it would all be down to like his breathing. Obviously that was the main thing, was his respiratory problem that he struggled with as he got older. But I would, sometimes just sit on him for a little bit. And it's one of those things that it was like a very gradual thing. It wasn't like a Mickey is 100% retired now, I shall never ride him again. This is his last ride, big, emotional, like sad. It wasn't like that at all. It was just like a gradual thing where I would like just see how he was going kind of like fitness wise, and also with his breathing and medical problems, as I said before, and also his age. So we would just like walk him to the village shop, and then I would just kind of ride him less and less, or sit on him bareback less and less, until one day I just was just leading him instead. I can't actually put a pinpoint on it. It's one of those things that is like it's like that saying, with a lot of parents, there'll be one day that you will pick up your child for the last time, and you never really think about it, or you never really realise it. Or like as a kid, you'll have like the last time where you go to the park, go on the slide, play in the park, that kind of thing. Although saying that, I would still like to go on a slide. Like, I love water slides. I love going to water parks. That's the thing. When you're an adult, going to a water park, that's socially acceptable. But going to the park and going on the slide as an adult, no, that's just creepy. So anyway, moving on. Let me look at the questions. So yeah, that I guess was probably my last ride on Mickey. Oh, this is a good one. In total, how many ponies have you owned and loaned? So if you didn't know, I started riding at my local riding school, come from a completely non-horsey family. So most people, like a lot of my friends actually, had ponies before they could even like walk and talk. They had like a little Shetland that they were kind of plonked on from a very young age. I was very lucky that I did start riding at a very young age. I was 5, where I started having lessons at the local riding school. But the first time I ever rode a horse was actually at a friend's birthday party, so there we go. But loan ponies, so my first loan pony was probably Bradley, actually. I always get it confused if it was Bradley first or Lola first. It was a very long time ago, but obviously I had all they weren't mine, so I never had them, but I got to ride on all of the riding school ponies. Some of my favourites that I'm going to mention, little honourable mentions, is there was a little grey called Joey, which is actually really funny because obviously I have a grey called Joey now. Joey actually already had his name, so it's not like I named him after this little pony, but Joey, he was a little Welsh Section A, he was grey, or some sort of Welshie, and he was the speediest one at the stables. Everyone wanted to go on him because when you got to canter, he would go so fast. He was also really good at jumping as well. He was incredible. And then also I really liked this one called Toffee. Toffee was kind of a big, kind of chunky Shetland. Hello. You ran out of food again. You big... You've got it! You've got... What? He's got like a little dirty moustache. Casper, you look so grumpy. Oh no, I'm being mean to you. I'll give you a cuddle. I'll give you a cuddle. Have you actually run out of food? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you have inhaled. There is actually still a little bit of hay left that you could hoover up, but it's not enough for the Caspi. Look at your moustache. It's got all like bits of hay dangling. Hello, you've got a lovely clean nose. You're lovely and clean. Yes. You're going to lick my hand. Does it taste like saddle soap? Yes. Oh, Joey can sniff that I've had a treat in my pocket about 3 years, actually no, this coat was not 3 years ago, about 3 months ago there was probably a treat in that bucket, and you can still smell the remnants of said treat. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so yeah, Toffee was a lovely, he was quite chunky actually. I'm pretty sure it was a he rather than a she. I'm pretty sure Toffee was a he. Is that really bad that I can't remember if Toffee was a male or a gelding? Anyway, which is also inspired by why in book 4 of the Starlight Stables Gang, that is my book. If you didn't know, sorry, hate to be that content creator that's like, guys, check out my book. But that horse in it is called Toffee. Actually no, the Toffee that I rode at the stables was a boy, because the one in the book is actually a girl. So there we go. That's why I'm getting confused. Okay, so reins are clean. What was the question? Oh yeah, how many ponies? This is like the most chaotic video ever, tack cleaning Q&A ever. Anyway, actually I think they're just all chaotic. I just forget how chaotic they are. But you know what? I always find sometimes when I watch other YouTubers, I find when videos are chaotic, they're the most entertaining ones. Like I always find like the bloopers are actually the funniest part of videos sometimes. But anyway, so yes, I'd never actually loaned Toffee or Joey, the riding school ponies, but they were my favourites. And then, oh, there was one called Sunny as well. He was lovely. But yes, and then, yeah, first loan pony was probably Bradley, I want to say, who was our friend's pony. And basically he used to live here with the donkeys. So basically we had this agreement where I got to ride Bradley every now and again in return for him being kept on my parents' field. So it worked out quite well because his owners very kindly let me ride him and taught me a lot about horses. So I was very, very grateful to them because obviously my parents weren't horsies, so they didn't know the difference between a forelock and a fetlock. But no, actually my dad now, I would say he's an equestrian, 100%. He like knows everything about horses. Actually, nobody knows everything about horses, but he knows a lot about horses, but he just doesn't ride them. He would probably know how to ride them, like if you asked him to ride. Caspi! Anyway, so yes, and then my hairdresser's pony, Lola, I loaned for, I think it was only a summer. It felt like a lot longer than it actually was. Like when you're a kid, like a summer feels like a really long time, because I was, probably about 7 or 8 at the time. So she bought Lola, who was also a Welsh Section A, but she was I've used both sponges. I've used my, I've got to squeegee this out. I've used my, the sponge that I was using for the leather conditioner. I dipped it in the water, which is not really what I was supposed to be doing. So anyway, my old hairdresser bought this little Welsh Section A bay pony called Lola for her grandkids to ride, but her grandkids were quite a bit younger than me, so I was basically the stunt child. She was like, oh yeah, you can come and ride my pony for free because you're basically going to be the one to cling on. So yeah, Lola, bless her, she was lovely, but she was so spooky. So they did say, oh, would you like to buy her? But that was actually when we moved to Australia for 2-3 months to see if we wanted to live there. And unfortunately, in the end, not unfortunately, because I guess all things happen for a reason, but we didn't actually move to Australia in the end. We went there for a little bit to see if we were going to live there, but we have so many friends and family out here, and it's a big, big move to the other side of the world, but absolutely beautiful place. And I would love to go back. I've been lucky enough to go twice. Once when I was 8, obviously, when we were thinking about moving there, and then back in 2019, I was very kindly invited and flown over by the Adelaide 3-day event. So maybe I'll have to come back to Australia at some time. We will see. It is a big trip, but I would love to go back at some stage. Yes, so Bradley and Lola were my 2 loan ponies. Then we had Mickey, who we started off loaning, fell in love with him, and then ended up buying him. And then we had like a trial kind of with him, I guess. And then, yeah, it's the guys that I have. So I've never sold a horse, and I've only had 2 loan ponies. So I don't know what that says about me. But yeah, I've been riding since I was 5. I'm now 24, which is crazy. But yeah, in my almost 20 years of being an equestrian, I've owned 4 horses, and yeah, loaned 2. So, but I have been lucky enough to ride so many different horses in my journey as an equestrian, which actually is one of the questions that I've actually remembered, one of the questions that you guys asked me, and that is, out of all the horses that I have ever ridden, not my own, because obviously I'm going to choose my own horses, what has been my favourite horse to ride? And this is a difficult one, because I have ridden so many horses, so many incredible ones as well, and like, but you know what, I think the coolest horse I've ever ridden is called Sausage. Okay, she's called Sausage because she was originally on a meat truck, which is wild, and she was taken in by the Knights of Middle England, and now she is a stunt horse. So she is like one of the like best trained horses I've ever ridden. I'm pretty sure she was the horse that I did like night games on. I also did jousting on her as well. So if you haven't seen that video, it is quite an old one where I tried jousting. Go and check that out because that was so much fun. And she was just awesome, just a lovely, lovely, lovely mare. So it really does go to show. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to say that Sausage is probably my favourite out of all the horses that I've ridden, which is difficult to say because again there are so many. Or the Knights of Middle England. Cassie, I know I'm talking about somebody else's horse and you're getting sassy because I'm not saying you're my favourite, but you are. Actually, you and Joey and Caspi. You are Caspi. You and Joey and Mickey are my favourite horses to ride, even though Mickey's not with us. But so yes, I would say Sausage. Caspi. So yes, I would probably say Sausage from the Knights of Middle England, or their horse Bro that I rode, that I did when we did the Game of Thrones, or not the Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, which is the Game of Thrones spin-off, when we did filming for them. I rode him with a sword on fire. I did horseback archery and the arrow was on fire. There was a lot of fire and he was incredible, even with the fire. So he's a runner-up of the probably coolest horse I've ever ridden, because there are very few horses in the world that would be fine with you holding a sword on fire on their back, and he was just incredible. Anyway, on to the next question. The next question is, how do I stay motivated in the sport? Which actually, you know what, that's just made me think I would love to do like a whole podcast episode maybe on that, because I feel like that's a very open-ended question. Because if you didn't know, the last couple of years it's been a lot. I mean, Joey, who you can't see because he is greedy and eating his food, he has had so many injuries since we've had him in the last kind of 5 years, bless him. He's had a lot of bad luck, so I know that it can be really demotivating if you have a horse that's not sound, that you can't ride, or if you're going through the rehab process, because that is a long process and I've been through it a lot, so I feel like I'm an expert on that now. But also I know that going into the winter it can be really difficult to be motivated because it's getting darker, trying to fit the horse in, it's getting colder, it's getting muddier, like there's a lot. Actually, I did a podcast episode which is probably one of my favourites, and it's called why winter is my favourite month to own a horse, and it's basically talking about all the good things about winter, which you might think, Esme, there are no good things about winter. But there is. Let me tell you. Go and check out that episode. You will be proven wrong. So yeah, if you're feeling demotivated going into winter, Casper Higgs. Have I done this right? So yes, other things I would say is just being grateful. I think once you've learned gratitude, like for me, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, like aren't you really upset that you're not out like jumping super huge jumps with Joey all the time? Because obviously I've gone through the whole rehab process with him. We're not quite back to where we were jumping fitness wise, but we're getting there. And one of the things is just like when Joey was when he was like really, really poorly in hospital and we thought we were going to lose him, like everything, like all of your worries, all of that kind of stuff, it just goes out the window. You just don't really think that anymore. So for me, like every ride I get with Joey I just feel so grateful, because we had that time where we thought, this is like probably sounds really dramatic, but because we had that time where we thought he wasn't going to make it, and we had that time where I thought maybe I wasn't ever going to ride him again, and because I had that time where I thought I might never be able to jump him again, just even if we're just like jumping small things. Like I just feel so grateful for every single ride. And I think also coming from like a non-horsey family and you know, have like growing up a lot of my childhood not having like loads of ponies or that kind of thing, like learning at a riding school, like spending so many years in a riding school wishing for my own horse, that I just feel so incredibly grateful just to have a horse of my own, because there are so many people out there who are in a, or just aren't even able to ride it at the moment for whatever reason, and wish maybe, oh, I wish I was in a riding school and I could ride horses once a week. And then there'll be people in a riding school and they'll be wishing for a lone pony, and then there'll be people with lone ponies that wish they had their own horse, and then there'll be people with their own horses that wish they had one that was flashier or could compete at a higher level. And I think as humans it's very easy. I'm doing a real deep speech here. I think as humans it's really easy and it's in our nature to always want something better, always want the next big thing, always want, and I think a lot of us kind of forget to be grateful with what we have. And like I feel so incredibly grateful to have my boys, to have them in my life, to have them here with me, to have them happy and healthy. Like that is my main, that is, yeah, if my horses are happy and healthy, then I'm happy, you know. That is, they're happy and happiness. Yeah, their happiness and health is my top priority. Although Casper here is saying, girl, I would be much happier with some more food. I probably will get you a little bit more. You are on a bit of a diet. Yes, you are on a bit of a diet. Oh, are they looking? Hello, am I in the hay room? Are you looking for the snacks? Hello. No, I'm giving half each. Okay, Casper's got most of it. Hello, you've still got a hay net actually. You're just being greedy now. Anyway, so I would say, I think also like motivation wise, I kind of touched on this quite a bit in my video that I did. I was going to say last week, but when this video goes out, it won't be last week anymore. But I did a video. Oh, wait, what am I doing? This is what I need. I need my other rein. I actually need to make sure that's not twisted either. Sorry, I got rudely interrupted by Caspi. Bless him. But no, what am I saying? Yes. Processing. So yes, my video that I did last week, I kind of touched on this a little bit before I was rudely interrupted. But it was all about selling your heart horse, which if you have been watching my videos for however long, you will know that I am never and I am not selling any of my horses. They're not going anywhere. They are, unfortunately for them, stuck with me for life, fed up with my silly antics. But anyway, so yes, Casper is not being sold, because a lot of people actually asked me on my Q&A question, am I selling Casper, because I did a video all about selling your heart horse. And no, Casper is not being sold. If you'd watched the video, you would know that. Some people were obviously not using their listening ears. Anyway, so yes, Casper is not being sold. What was I saying? Oh, being motivated. Yes. I think also it's difficult to, or not even being motivated. I think a lot of the time in equestrian sport, or just in any sport in general, when things become super over competitive, it can really take the joy out of it. So I would say, like, sometimes you just need to go for a gallop with your friends, have a fun time, or just go and pop some jumps just for fun. It doesn't matter how big they are. Don't put so much pressure on yourself for everything to be perfect, because at the end of the day, horses are horses, they're animals, humans are humans, we're animals, and you're not going to be perfect, because perfect does not exist. But we can aim for perfection and learn to settle with, you know, being as good as you can. So anyway, that got a little bit deep. Okay, I'm sounding like some sort of like advice guru on Instagram, where they're like, do these 5 steps to make your life feel better. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not that sort of person, but hopefully that answered your question. Maybe I should do a whole topic on that, because I feel like I could ramble on forever and ever about that question. So, oh, somebody put, how are you, Esme? I feel this isn't asked enough to influencers. I love you. Oh, thank you. Love you too. Thank you for that. That's so sweet. So I am actually, Joey, I'm actually probably like the happiest I've been in a long time. Obviously it was really rough end of last year. Losing 3 equines in a year was tough. So there were lots of very sad times in 2024, but I feel like 2025 also with a new family member, that has made me very happy and very excited. But I don't know, I feel like a lot has happened in 2020. I feel like I'm doing like a yearly roundup. It's not even the end of the year. A lot can happen in these 2 months. You never know. It's like when people do their like Spotify Wrapped in December, and I'm like, well, what about all the songs that I need to listen to in December? Is that not going to be added to my Wrapped? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I feel like everyone does like a yearly. I guess like again, kind of get them. That was a lot of words that did not make sense. That is how my brain sounds all the time. I was going to say, I guess it kind of makes sense for sports where they have like an end of season. Like I know in November, it's a kind of time of year where a lot of season wraps up, like the eventing season is finished and all that kind of stuff. Formula One is finished. But I would say, I've really done a roundabout off-topic answer for this of how I'm doing. But no, and I feel like a lot has happened in 2025. And you know what? I feel at peace at the moment. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I just feel at peace. I feel I'm doing very well. If you asked me that question at the beginning of the year, not so much. That was rough. But now, like, I don't know, I'm feeling very happy, which is good. It's been a while, but I'm doing very well, thank you. That's very sweet of you for asking. Okay, I think we only have time for a couple more questions because it is getting dark. I was prepared, and we do have a light, if you couldn't tell. And we do actually very lucky to have lights in the stables as well. So how about we do one more question? This is, how do you balance everything in life? Now, I think the best answer to this is being a morning person. Now, I've always been a morning person, but I've become an extra morning person in the sense where, like, before I get up 6, 7, now my normal alarm is probably 5:45. I don't know, if you're not a morning person, then this is not going to work for you. You're going to hate it. I actually wake up before my alarm now, but I love a get stuff done day, and I feel like every day in my life is pretty much a get stuff done day. I write my little to-do list and I try and be as efficient as I possibly can of getting things done. Also on a to-do list, writing them in the order of priority. Also doing, you know, that job that you've been putting off for a while that you think is going to take forever but actually doesn't really take that long. Do that job first. I've learned in life, the things that you have been putting off for ages, just get it done. Or the thing that you're on your to-do list where you're like, that's the job that I least want to do today. Do it first, because then, number one, you'll feel so much better because you'll get it done with, and the rest of the day you won't be dreading doing this said job. But also, yeah, I just find if I get up early, get stuff done. Also, I would say I'm relatively organised in the sense where if I'm doing something, I am putting it in my Google Calendar. And if it's not in the Google Calendar, then it doesn't exist to me. So I find doing that really helps. I love an organisation planner, kind of that kind of thing. So I have a little diary. It has each day of the week, and I write a to-do list on each page of the day of the week. And I often on like a Monday, or sometimes even like on a Sunday evening or a Friday afternoon, I will plan the next week, or I'll plan the week, and I will just write down all the things that I want to get done that week, and I will try my very best to make sure everything that gets done. And then if not, I'll put it onto the next week so I don't forget. Because I often find sometimes if I like don't do it that week, it won't get moved on to the next week. But no, I would say just try and be organised, writing things down, putting it in your calendar. And also try and like prioritise things. So for example, with me and the horses, obviously it gets dark. We don't have arena lighting or anything like that. So I try and ride the horses first thing in the morning, even if it's raining. Like just be like, okay, it's raining, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. Because if not, it'll get dark and then you can't get those things done. So that is also, I don't know, I think I'm more efficient in the winter because obviously I have to get everything done, like that's filming wise, although you could, it depends, you might not be able to say that for today because it is getting darker. I forgot to turn my phone off. There we go. Sorry. But yes, because it is getting darker. But for me, filming wise, obviously, filming in the light, unless I'm filming indoors, is kind of a necessity. But I am going to finish that up now. I'm going to wrap up today's video. Joey has even come out to say hello at the end of today's video. Is it because you've almost... Yes, it's almost dinner time. He knows. He is so clever. He knows it's almost dinner time where he gets his bucket dinner. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to finish off today's... I was going to say podcast episode then. I'm so used to like chatting away. Go and check out my podcast, Esme's Country Life, if you enjoyed this, because I love listening to chatty videos like this. If it's while I'm cooking, doing my makeup, getting ready for the day, I don't know, mucking out the horses. Well, I guess it's more podcasts. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think the new animal is going to be. Is it going to be a dog? Is it going to be a horse? What's it going to be? Let me know, because it'll be really interesting to see. I'm going to read the comments. I'm going to see if more people are going to be team horse or if more people are going to be team dog. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. If you have listened all the way through, I feel like I need to give you a prize because today's video has probably been an extra long one. So I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. That will be the exciting announcement of what the new animal is. Anyway, thank you for watching. See ya. Bye.